Dobry din. It's okay? Okay. Thank you very much for inviting us here. We are super happy to be here. 1 week ago, I was in Uruguay, in South America, on the beach, 35 degrees. But I couldn't be happier to be here today to share the RSK launch with all of you. We've been talking to Pavel for a long time, and we know how exciting and unique the Ukrainian developer community is. So we're really looking forward to present you what we are doing and invite you to be part of the RSK community and the technology we are building. As all of you might agree, Bitcoin, blockchain is way more than a cryptocurrency or a technology. Most probably it's a new era of the internet, right? That not only is going to have multiple times more value than everything that we've seen in the internet together, but also it can bring the same benefits that the Internet of Information brought to our society, but now apply to any kind of value, right? Money, shares, loyalty points, votes, and everything else. So we come from Latin America. We have huge financial problems, and a huge part of our population, it's poor and it's unbanked. 200 million, which is 65% of the total population. Okay, so we understand why we need Bitcoin and why we need blockchain and how these use cases can transform our society. So when we started working in the Bitcoin space 5 years ago, we helped creating the Argentine Bitcoin community, the Latin American Bitcoin community. We've been working with all the different countries to encourage new entrepreneurs. And we understood that Bitcoin had an amazing role as long-term store of value. But when we started trying to develop use cases on top of Bitcoin, we realized that it was not programmable enough. It was not flexible. And then we saw Ethereum that launched a new blockchain technology where we could add business rules, which were amazing to build a decentralized, automated financial system that is so needed in the emerging markets, in Eastern Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America. But the problem is that we had to choose between the most secure network or the most flexible and programmable one. And we needed both together. So that's how the RSK team got together to add business logic to the Bitcoin network. Okay? So this is what RSK is about. In our vision, the combination of the most secure and reliable cryptocurrency and network with the flexibility of smart contracts is going to be a very important piece of the construction of the Internet of Value. So RSK is based in 5 pillars. The first one, it's a virtual machine that is fully compatible with Ethereum. So all the smart contracts in RSK are programmed in Solidity, it's Web3 compatible. Any smart contract that you have can run on RSK with no problem. And this has been perceived very positively by all the blockchain communities and smart contract developers around the world, because now we have options. If something happens with Ethereum, if the network becomes too expensive, or the blocks are full, or we move to proof of stake and it doesn't work as expected, now we have options. Your projects are safe. We have multiple different platforms completely compatible to run your solutions on. The second pillar is that we decided not to create a new tradable coin. Instead of Ether, we use Bitcoin to execute and to pay for the fuel of the smart contracts. You might know what a sidechain is. What we're using here is a simplified version, called a drive chain, that only needs one soft fork to be implemented by the Bitcoin miners, and uses one opcode where every miner, every time mines a new Bitcoin block, says, release the funds or not. So the way the two-way peg works is you send Bitcoin to a locking account. With the same private key, you receive smart Bitcoins on a one-to-one conversion. So you send a Satoshi, you receive a smart Satoshi. You send a Bitcoin, you receive a smart Bitcoin. Those smart Bitcoins live in the RSK blockchain that is Turing complete, has blocks every 14 seconds, and you can program all the smart contracts you want. And whenever the user or the miner wants to cash those smart contracts back, sends the smart Bitcoins to the peg and release the Bitcoins that were locked in the first place. So this is the reason why every Bitcoiner in the planet is so excited about RSK, that was formerly known as Project Roostok, because if we are successful, that would imply thousands of new Bitcoins used to execute smart contracts and will help us expand the Bitcoin network to its full potential. It's also a great way to scale Bitcoin, because in Bitcoin you can process up to 5 transactions per second, but with RSK you can process up to 400 transactions of smart Bitcoins per second. And we are building a third layer called the Lumino network, which is equivalent to Lightning or Raiden, but on top of RSK, that can process up to 20,000 transactions per second off-chain. So we are at Visa and PayPal levels already. The third pillar is that we are also doing merge mining, in the sense that the miners that execute the smart contracts are not GPU miners, are ASIC miners. So for the Bitcoin miners, it's the first time that they can participate in the smart contract revolution. They've been eager to participate. There's this huge amount of hardware and energy consumed to secure Bitcoin that now can also secure all your tokens on RSK. Once we have 100% merge mining, every single token that you create on RSK will be as secure as a Bitcoin. And we could even be more secure than Bitcoin, because a miner that is mining Bitcoin Cash can also merge mine RSK. So this applies to every single ASIC miner. The fourth pillar, it's the RSK Federation. So as we want to develop massive use cases that could reach billions of people around the world, we know that governments, central banks, financial institutions, even peer-to-peer and decentralized solution will need to be extremely secure and be able to handle billions of dollars or euros. So we created a federation comprised by 25 international exchanges that will be providing extra services and layers of security. And we're not going to announce, but we've been talking to a very important exchange here in Ukraine, so you can also join our federation. And last but not least, probably the most important pillar, it's the community. RSK is just infrastructure. We developed it because we needed it in Latin America, and we understand that it's needed all around the world, but it is only going to be successful if you help us build the use cases that will end up offering better services billions of users around the world. So this is what we've done so far. We added smart contracts to the Bitcoin network. We launched our testnet a year ago, and 2 weeks ago, we launched our mainnet. So now you have smart Bitcoins connected to the Bitcoin network for the first time. And we are here to invite you all to participate. This is what we're going to be working this year, okay? So there are a lot of services that are currently available on Ethereum or other networks that are critical to develop real solutions that can benefit billions of users. So we thought, okay, we need to make these services available on RSK as well. So the first one is decentralized storage, especially for decentralized ID solutions. It's extremely critical to have encrypted decentralized storage. So we're going to develop that solution. Lumino off-chain payment channels, as I mentioned before. Directory, so people that cannot read, even less manage private and public keys, can have their name, -ILB, and have a secure account so they can interact with the financial service ecosystem worldwide for the first time in their lives. Certified communication channels, similar to Whisper, that exists in Corda. This is extremely important for peer-to-peer micro-lending agreements and contracts. So we're going to have certified secure communication channels. And the last service is data feeds or Oracle services. As you know, to develop complex solutions, the smart contract needs very secure feeds of information. Smart contract cannot go and Google information on the ruble price or euro price or peso or even the date and time. So if someone hacks your information feed, then he's hacking all your smart contract. So we're going to have these 25 exchanges from all around the world providing you on-demand Oracle services. These are a few examples of solutions that are currently developed and running on RSK. And the main reason is that we want not to reinvent the wheel every time. If there's a good application developed in Ukraine, we want to make it available all around the world and make sure every single customer that needs this application in Latin America can benefit from what you've created here. Same thing, the opposite. If someone in Argentina or Colombia or India creates an application that makes sense in this market, then we're going to make it available for all of you to benefit and deploy it in your markets. This is a solution for transparent procurement, so to reduce government corruption. So every time you do an auction, a public auction, could be applied to private companies as well. You deliver the envelope and you hash the information. So at the time the government is opening the envelopes and see the different proposals, they check and hash the proposal again, and if it doesn't match what's in the immutable blockchain, then we know that something funny happened. This is a loyalty engine for any person or small shop to be able to create its loyalty points and distribute among their users. With 3 clicks on this platform, you can create your own token, not for an ICO, but just to offer to your customers and create a loyalty program very easily using blockchain technology. This is an e-wallet. We have 2 major banks in Latin America already using this technology in the RSK testnet, and now they are moving into the RSK mainnet. This example is from Davivienda. It's the 2nd largest bank in Colombia. They already developed a solution to incentivize their own employees. So they are learning about how to use a blockchain e-wallet powered by RSK and the Bitcoin network. Once they finish this stage, they're going to expand it to their customers for loyalty. Every time a customer swipes their credit card, they're going to get points on the blockchain. And after that phase, we're going to move into an e-wallet with a crypto peso with one button that says request a loan and another one that says request a deposit. So we're teaching the banks and the central banks how to compete with the peer-to-peer and fintechs, because in the end, what really matters is who can provide a better service to billions of users with lower interest rates. No? That's how we're going to make this revolution actually happen. So we have also Tarjeta Naranja. It's the largest non-banking credit card company in Argentina. They are doing the same, starting with their employees, moving to loyalty for their customers, and getting ready for microfinancial services. This is a message that we give every time we have the possibility to connect with a new community, and it's something that I believe we all share. If we just use blockchain technology for the same things in the same way that we've been working in the past, then we're not changing anything. Blockchain revolution is not only about technology, but it's a social revolution. It's the first time that we have a tool to bring benefits to the billions of people in our society that so far have been forgotten. So we expect that the new kind of billionaires are worshipped not because they have a lot of money, but because they are spending their time trying to change the life of billions of users. The same thing with unicorns, right? Every single entrepreneur wants a unicorn. We want to get rid of the Lambo culture. We want to dedicate our time to change the life of billions of users. And the funny thing is, most probably, those companies that really care about providing great services at a very low cost to billions of users are, in the long term, going to be the only ones profitable in the blockchain space. Because as in 10 years ago, most of the banks didn't know how to do business with SMEs, with small and medium companies. They only were dealing with major corporations. And now SMEs are the most profitable segment of the current financial system. Most probably in 10 years, SMEs and major corporations won't be willing to pay anything for financial services. Everything will become a commodity. But only microfinance and microtransactions are gonna have some positive margin. So only companies and peer-to-peer solutions that can deal with millions of loans of €5 or micro e-commerce of 20 cents to buy something on the street, or the possibility to do, £1 remittances. Well, those are the companies that are going to be profitable, only if they are working from day one to reach billions of customers. It's the same thing that we've seen in the internet. It's not that we're coming up with that idea. It's everything we've seen in the internet of knowledge now is going to be applied to the internet of value. Again, to reinforce this, we created a program. This is non-for-profit. It's an effort to make sure that we identified all the blockchain projects that are really working to transform our society in positive ways. So we created Blockchain for Humanity to support projects that are doing decentralized ID, micro-lending, transparent government, reduction in corruption. So if you're thinking or working in a project that fits these categories, please let us know. We'll do our best to help you reach a proof of concept and make sure we'll give you as much exposure as we can. And also, if you want to help any of the projects that are currently part of Blockchain for Humanity, let us know. There is so much greed and short-term vision projects that are coming to the crypto space that we all need to work together to make sure that the good projects get a lot of visibility. How to get involved, and this is the most important. We are here because we want you to get involved. If you are developers and want to take a look at the code, you can get into our GitHub. The RSK website is rsk.co. Okay, so the link to the GitHub is over there. There is a chat for developers, a technical chat in our Gitter that you can also access. For the next 2-3 months, we launched the mainnet, but it's going to have only limited access because we didn't want anybody to do a major ICO on RSK. We know that this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're not in a hurry. We want to make sure that we have all the hashing power on board. Currently, we have support from 80% of the total Bitcoin hashing power, but they are onboarding week after week. So if you want to access to smart Bitcoins, you need to contact us through the whitelisting so we can provide you with smart Bitcoins, only for a couple of months. This is also something extremely important. As you know, the most important bottleneck that we have in the industry is the lack of developers. So we are doing everything we can to make sure, especially in the emerging markets, we can have as many developers, blockchain developers as possible. So we came up with this idea, it's RSK Educate program, where we created the content for a decision makers course and a developers course that we give away for free. So if you are part of a university or a digital house that wants to have a blockchain hub, maybe you're in your own hometown, in your city, well, contact us. We'll give you the content for free. It's the slides, the scripts. We have some videos that are currently in Spanish. We're translating them into other languages. But the idea is that we need developers. These are going to be thousands of new job opportunities, and we want these job opportunities to happen in the emerging markets. So feel free to contact us if you're interested in helping in blockchain education in general. We also launched a bug bounty program. Again, if we are going to have a super secure platform, we need everybody to be involved. So feel free to join our bug bounty program. We really need your help to review the code and collaborate with the core development team. And we also launched the ambassador program that is going to be coordinated in Europe by Ale. Ale, can you stand up? This is Ale. It's going to be based in Barcelona. We're going to be organizing hackathons, meetups, and the idea is that we want in every single town, in every single city, someone that can explain RSK and how it works and how to program smart contracts to their local communities. So also, we would love to have you all to be part of the RSK Ambassador Program, which is also going to be the network that will know about all the different use cases that we're going to have on RSK, so you can do licensing agreements and partnerships and benefit and to avoid the need to reinvent the wheel every time. Now, if someone develops something really interesting in India, we're going to make it available for everybody for you guys to connect directly. So this is what we wanted to present. We're extremely happy to be here, and we invite you all to help us build the Internet of Value on top of the Bitcoin network. Thank you very much. I guess we have time. Do we have time for 2 questions? Yes. Yes, so the question is if we have use cases for the procurement transparency. This company is from Argentina. They are working with some private companies and small governments. They are testing this already. And this same company also developed a solution to register documents in the immutable blockchain. And they're working with some universities because, you know, it's very easy to cheat with a university title. You just put it on your CV and no one really checks. So what you're doing is just, you know, registering every single title that a student receives when they are graduated and put it in on the blockchain. So in the future, we expect CVs to come with a QR code where you can check that actually that university has issued that certificate. So yes, we already have use cases for this. And they are very easy to be implemented. This is the beauty about it. So when you're talking to a government, you know, going to a major asset tokenization, financial inclusion solution sometimes takes a lot of time and a lot of internal discussion. Just registering documents on the blockchain is very easy, and sometimes it's, you know, the best door to start a conversation on blockchain. Any other question? Have time for one more? Sorry, yeah. Yes, so we're working on the tool devs. You know, we want to make it very easy for developers to use RSK. Every single development tool that is available on Ethereum will be available on RSK. So we're compatible with MetaMask. Truffle works on RSK as well. And we have a team that is permanently developing new development tools. So if there's anyone in particular that you need for your use case, it would be great to get your feedback. That's why we're here. So thank you very much for your time, and really looking forward to continue this conversation. Thanks.